star say, JASL After Dark. JASL After Dark. JASL After Dark. What you talking at the day? At the night part. JASL After Dark. JASL After Dark. JASL After Dark. What you talking at the day? At the night part.
All right, good night, and welcome to JASL After Dark. Good night, ladies and gentlemen, and those who school winning champs and those school, well, not winning, coming last. Welcome. Want to thank you for tuning in to JASL After Dark. I'm your host, Calvin. We're back live at 8 p.m. on Wednesdays on the Bridge 99 FM, and we're brought to you by Jamaica AIDS Support for Life. You can also watch and listen to the show on JASL's Instagram page at JASL Info, or on Facebook at Jamaica AIDS Support for Life. Or you can stay right here on the Bridge 99 FM. My co-host Shade is with me. Wagwan Shade.
Hey honey. Hey lovers. How are you? So this is your girl Shade Buckridge from Fetty Secrets, and we are here tonight to have some very stimulating conversations.
Yeah.
I'm ready. So this evening we'll be exploring the topic, is age just a number? So to share in tonight's discussion, we have some guests joining our trained associate clinical psychologist Georgina Johnson Jones, Huntley Clark, Shamar Lester, and Ron Simmons. They're going to be here for the entire night while we will discuss the topic, is age just a number? But before we get to that, it's time for Hot Pot.
I'ma want something juicy for eat. Are we in the pot?
It's time for Hot Pot.
Hot Pot.
Hot pot.
Hot Pot.
No, sir. This catching at.
Hot Pot.
All right, so there are always some topics that are interesting and somewhat controversial. So each week we dip into our hot pot for a topic to discuss. So here goes, Shamar. Can you dip into that?
The hot pot is right here.
I'm supposed to dip in
Yeah,
it?
so dip in it and then
take out a piece of paper and read it for us.
And let's hear what's the hot topic.
The hot topic is when having sex, do you always think of the person you're doing it with, or do you think of someone else, and is that okay?
Oh wow. No. This is super hot. This is a hot topic. So let's talk about it. And Shamar, since you are the one that took it out and you read it, I want to hear your views on this one. What do you have to say about that?
Well, it depends
On what? I want to know. Let's hear it.
on the individual that you're having sex with. I mean, if he's awesome, then you don't need to think about anyone else.
Right.
However, if you need to stay awake during the process, then you have to think about someone in the past to keep awake to do what you have to do.
So you're saying that's something you've done?
Don't quote me. I'm just saying you have to do what you
And
have
I'm
to
asking
do.
You have to do what you have to do. I agree with you, Shamar.
You have to do what you have to do. Right. I will say that.
How about you, Ron?
That's a no.
It's a no to what? Let me hear. Speak in the mic.
If I am in there, I'm in there and I'm focused on what I'm doing.
And you're focused on the person. You don't have to think about somebody else.
And I communicate very well, so I have no problem telling the individual what I like.
You hear, guys? Key, communicate.
So if them not
Okay.
do something
That's
right,
always
then
easy
tell
for the
them what
man
do.
to do
Yeah,
because
I
he's
just
in
tell
there.
you what I want to do. No, I need an active partner too.
Yes.
Right, that is true.
That is
So I'll
true.
have to tell my partner, say, hey, could you do it like this?
So for you, Ron, if you're in it, you're in
Yeah,
it,
man.
and you're into the person, you're
I'm into
super
the
aroused
person.
and all of
Yeah,
that.
man.
How about you, Huntley?
I should say it depends on the person.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I'd like to say that I'm always focused on the person, but sometimes you really have to think back to a better experience, because sometimes you felt like somebody was going to be, you felt like somebody was going to be top notch. And then when you're in the moment, you realize, that, okay, maybe your expectations are a bit more than the reality. So if you just think about something else, just so that, for one, I don't disappoint you, because you're not going to say me never perform. But for two, for make sure that I enjoy the moment as well. So depends on the person.
Oh wow, there's a lot of mixed emotions
No,
right
but
here.
it's like saying, like you're probably with John, and John always wanted to be with you, and then you end up with John, and then you get in there and you're like, I really, John, bring this to the table. And I said, but look how I could have done with Gary tonight, because Gary always hot. So you have to carry your mind to Gary now,
All right, that's
So you
one
and John
scenario.
never-
But what happens if
So
it's
you and
somebody
John
that
never
we're
talk prior to?
always What you said, Ron?
So you and John never talk prior to?
Yeah, but some people
never-
talk better than how they perform.
True.
Yes.
That is true.
That's true. Talk
Yeah.
a good game and then
That is
something
And can't
else.
start a show.
Can't start the show.
Well, Calvin.
I'm in the same boat with Rowan. Like, I can't be thinking about somebody else. So how I see it, if I'm gonna be having sex with you, and I have to be thinking about somebody else, me I know if you do it in the first place. Then I waste my time.
No, but
I
what
best I
happened?
go find the next person.
But you know that's one aspect of it. What happened if it's a case where I'm really tired, or it's just something off the norm?
If you're tired, then we can do it tomorrow.
Well, that's
Wake me
one
up in the
way.
morning.
What happened if you really
I've
want to please
literally
your
had to
partner
stop.
and you just
I've been having sex and it's like, okay, this is not good. All right, that's fine. We don't have to continue.
okay? Well, I like that mature way.
Yeah.
In which you take it, but
Might not work that way for everyone.
it might not work that way for everybody. Definitely not.
I know
Definitely not.
Most men, if a woman say, yo, it not work out right now, we'll try again tomorrow. You got bruised, because you swear you perform and I put you in the work and still say, no, it make no sense.
But you know what? As Rowan said, keyword communication.
Yeah.
You have to have that sexual
That's why
communication.
I like if you tell me before.
Yes.
Hey, babes, I've
Yeah.
been on my foot all day today.
But if
I'm
they're
a
a
bit
couple,
tired.
yeah, but if they're a couple for a while and they're off nights, because it's not all the time it's going to be fiery and awesome and beautiful. As you
Right.
said, there are times when you're able to be tired and you can say, all right, time out, tap out, let's do this again tomorrow, or just say no, not tonight, and go again.
Yeah.
But if it's, as I said, if it's someone like for the first time or the second time and it's just not bringing their A game,
Then you think about somebody else or something like that.
And then
okay.
you audition and you're just not gonna get the work. Yeah.
But audition are one opportunity, I don't know how they reach a
And
second
then
turn.
sometimes it's just one time.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
we hear all of those.
It doesn't always work out how you want it to, and I guess some people have to think about somebody else. But let's look at a scenario. Have you ever had sex with, we're talking about, not being able to. We're talking about thinking about somebody else in the moment. Have you ever had sex with somebody that you're not attracted to, and you have to think about somebody?
Why am I going there in the first place? If I'm not attracted to you
Because
sexually, I'm not aroused, I don't desire you. There's nothing to fantasize about you. There's no fetish about you, nothing. Why am I even going there in the first place?
availability.
Vulnerability.
No, availability.
Ron, let me hear what you have to say. Yeah, Ron, speak on this one because I don't know.
That's the
Yeah.
thing that men do. So I am not necessarily attracted to you, but you are here and you are willing. You understand? And because you're willing, I need to get mine off. So
you become selfish.
Sometimes.
Understand. How about you, Huntley?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
You agree to what?
Right?
I agree that enough times when I'm attracted to you, a lot of times I'm not attracted to somebody and I'll do something with them because of availability. Of course, most times I'll reach out to the person that I would have preferred before. But if I not get through to you, I want what I want. And yes, you can consider it being
The
selfish.
show have to
Sure.
finish now.
A win
Now,
is
waste me later.
I'm
I'm
being
time. I'm
being
not doing that.
a win is a win.
I'd rather masturbate. A win is a win, but I'd rather masturbate. I'd rather masturbate.
No,
What you have to
I
say, Shamar?
But
on
that's
this?
what I said
That
before.
can't be said.
For men, a win is a win for them, and
Yeah.
they're the one doing so. It doesn't matter
So
for
we
a
just take
woman.
orgasm
Yeah,
and
so
do
the
it.
women who are receiving, we're the ones that suffering. You understand? So we're there and we're
Okay.
dying because we're just not enjoying it, and we know when we're not enjoying it, and maybe we know that. All right, probably it wasn't me who he wanted. So as you say, whatever. But my mom always taught me that a man just want to ejaculate, even if it's between two stone, two rock, it don't matter.
But you lied on there the whole time. Though.
What? So what should I have done?
No intent you want.
I did not know. I
No self-worth, right?
Ron, that's unfair.
She
Ron,
said
that is
sometimes them know.
unfair.
She said sometimes them know.
women just don't know.
Sometimes they know.
You're
But she
hoping
said
that
she
it get
know.
better towards the end.
So
So
if
Shamar,
it-
you know.
No, I'm saying sometimes, especially when you're into it, in the middle of it, you realize that, okay, this is not actually where he wants to be.
You alone, Shamar.
No, but when him call you over first, you think him want you.
No, Shamar, you alone.
So you will lie there for the best 5 minutes, the worst 5 minutes of your life?
All right, we can go on and on, but we have to run to a quick break. So this is JASL After Dark. We'll be right back.
What Blackstar said, JASL After Dark. JASL After Dark. JASL After Dark. What can't talk in the day? Inna the night part. JASL After Dark.
All right. If you're just joining us, you're listening to JASL After Dark, brought to you by Jamaica AIDS Support for Life on the Bridge 99 FM. Reminding you the best gift is a gift to yourself that's taking care of your health and ensuring that you know your status. You can contact Jamaica AIDS Support for Life to get tested for HIV and syphilis, or if you're living with HIV, to start treatment.
All right, so we have with us now Shamar Lester, Huntley Clark, and Rowan Simmons, who will be a part of our conversation. Is age just a number? Now, we want to make it clear for the purpose of this conversation. Of course, we're talking about dating adults, right? Persons 18 years and older. So for anyone with a out-of-the-box idea that we're not having. So we want to get right into the conversation, right? Since we're talking about age and all that, so we want to establish so our guests know who we have here. You want to share your ages with us?
Rohan Simmons, 38 years of age.
I'm Shamar Lester, I'm 39.
And I'm Huntley, I'm 22.
All right.
All right. So, when it comes to dating, is it that you're attracted to a partner that is older, and how much older? Shamar?
Oh boy. Right now I'm conflicted.
You're conflicted.
Yes, I don't know if I'm attracted to older or younger. But in the past, I was always attracted to older. But now that I'm older, I need it a little bit younger.
How much older was it in the past?
Interesting.
Like 5 years.
How much?
Oh, no.
How much?
Five or 8, probably 10 years sometime.
Five, and then the jump got at 10. So how much younger is it now?
Well, no, it's currently 4 years younger. Before it was 12 years younger.
Wow. Okay.
Nice,
Yes.
interesting.
Yes,
I like that.
it was.
How about you,
Huntley?
Huntley? Is it that you're attracted to people older?
I think for me, it's more about maturity. So generally that comes with age, but some other older people, they're not as mature as the younger people. So I guess it depends on the individual. As long as you're mature enough and experienced enough, then.
But if you should
Good
date
idea.
somebody older, like, how much older would it be? Knowing that you're 22,
It
would you go
really-
for 32, 42,
Yeah, man.
52?
As long as I'm attracted to you,
Okay.
I really don't mind.
Oh, nice. Would you go for somebody younger? Knowing that you're 22, would you go for somebody 18?
Again, maturity does it. So,
So if somebody's 18 and they're mature, you would definitely date
yeah,
them.
man, I don't have a problem.
Oh, okay. Mr. Simmons?
I think it went in phases for me.
Uh-huh.
So in my early 20s, I'd like older women.
Okay.
I don't know if it was a fetish or what, but it was a thing. I definitely have a limit. So I always believe that it can't be more than 10 years.
Can be no more
Yeah,
than
I should
10
be able
years.
to turn to my partner and say, hey, you remember this cartoon we did younger? And you have an idea of what I'm talking about.
Me get what you say, because them show you nowadays.
I should say, hey, you remember when this song come out?
Mm-hmm.
And you say, oh yeah, I was just in high school. And I say, oh, I was just finishing high school. And we have experience around the same topic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If we can't relate,
You don't
it's
want
a
that
no,
from it's
it's a
not
no.
relatable.
Yeah.
All right, Shamar, people will see you with an older guy, right? And, they say that you're just with him for the money, or, or regular cultural term, you're a gold digger. Is money or financial benefit a reason for you dating older men? What's the reason for you wanting to date older men?
Well, money is definitely a factor. I'm not gonna sit here and I'm gonna lie about it.
I want you to be honest.
Yes, because older men normally they're able to give you a lifestyle that probably a younger person is not able to give to you.
Okay.
Right. So that is a factor. Also, usually older men, it's not for everybody, usually are able to have more intelligent conversation than a younger person.
Okay.
Everything has its advantages and disadvantages.
Definitely.
Yep.
And when you want a certain experience, because I could write a book, but not yet. You're there with a younger guy or a guy that's your age. I mean, you spend most of your years not doing anything. Because if you can't afford a certain life and you're with somebody your age, you probably won't experience going to the North Coast or going to a certain kind of restaurant to have dinner. An older man is usually able to provide that.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, that's true. Same question for the gentleman. When you're looking for an older partner, is it because of what you can get?
I'm
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you. What I can get physically.
Physically? Well,
Because I'm just there for all the physical knowledge I can get.
The physical knowledge.
Yeah,
So
'cause
your reason for dating older
Is
women
to learn
is
from,
to learn.
Yeah, because they know what they want,
Mm-hmm.
and they are more take charge type.
Okay.
Hey, I want to see you tonight. Hey, I'm wearing this. Hey, meet me here.
So it's the
at this time.
maturity and the stability
Yeah,
aspect of it.
the
and
confidence.
yeah.
So that's it for
Okay.
me.
And Huntley, how about you?
All right, so for me, I wouldn't say that I go for the financial benefits, but at the same time, it is a factor. I mean, I am young, so I'm only earning so much, but at the same time, I do want to live a lavish life. And you're a bit older, so I mean, if you have it, why not take advantage of it? You know. So, I mean, to be frank,
In other words,
But-
gold digger vibes.
I won't say that frankly, but if you want to put the cap, I'll wait.
So
This is what it is.
question then, Holly. What's the
Gold
most expensive gift you've gotten from an older partner?
So far, I got a weekend trip to Royalton the Grill. That was my most expensive.
Friday to Sunday or Thursday to Monday?
It was
I
like
want to know.
Hold on, there's a
it was
difference.
Thursday.
Expensive. I want to know.
There's a difference.
It was Thursday to Monday.
Oh,
I'm not going to
see?
lie.
It makes a difference.
You know, and I never had to do anything for it. I can probably say that. Meaning,
You sure?
they really just wanted to spend time with me, and
Quality
I gave
time,
them
love
the time.
language.
Right.
Yes.
I gave them the time. I wasn't forced to do anything, so I wasn't uncomfortable. But either way, I mean, fair trade. You brought me out of town, so it is what it is, right? Everybody's
Did you
in it
do
for
anything on the trip?
Don't worry about that. That's not what we're talking about right now. Right?
Fair trade, folks.
Right.
Fair trade.
Fair trade. Okay. How
Right.
about you, Shamar? What's the most expensive gift you've gotten from an older partner?
A car?
Ooh. Benz?
No.
Oh.
But yes, I've gotten a car. That's the most expensive gift I've gotten.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Was it birthday, anniversary, Christmas, New Year's?
Just because
Just
I
because.
want you to be comfortable.
Ooh. Damn. All right.
Yes.
How about you, Ron?
Shoes.
Shoes.
Yeah, I love sneakers.
What type? Prada, I don't know,
Air,
YSL,
Air
Louis?
Jordan 11 Breds.
Oh,
And
Okay.
I'm a sneakerhead, so you know it was thoughtful as well, and it was just because they heard me talking about it. So
okay. Well, the people them are win tonight.
Right?
All right. So, is it true that when you date an older partner, you know, they're often controlling, and how do you deal with that? How about you, Until? Let's start with you.
Alright, so with my experiences, I haven't dated anybody that has been like controlling per se. Most of them, again, they just want quality time with me.
Okay.
That was really the main goal.
Quality time
Um,
or quality time?
A bit of both. A mixture. Let me be honest, right?
okay,
So, I mean, I guess being able to attract somebody younger is something that makes them feel somewhat accomplished. And I'm just the person. I mean, if you have a good vibe, then I'll roll with you, right?
Okay.
If we can get along, if there's enough benefits, whether it be financial or otherwise, I will stay with you and I will make you feel as good as you want to feel, right? And at the same time, I'm not just there for you, I'm gaining something from it. I'm gaining experience to go give to somebody else. And you know,
Until you give me digging vibes.
listen,
What digging vibes?
Don't judge.
it's the
Not.
it's what fate
But I
determined
like
for
it.
me, you know?
You like what you
and I'm
like,
honest
you want
with you,
what
right?
you want. You
I never yet,
understand?
I never yet tell nobody say, you know, I'm in it for the long run. I always let them know it as it is. I might just be here for now, and I'm here to gain
I'm
knowledge.
here for a good time,
So,
not a long
right,
time.
You know, so as long as you can come to a mutual agreement, then you know everybody's happy, right?
Okay. And how about you, Shamar? Like, have you, dating older persons, like, do you think they're always controlling or, your experience?
I find that men, on a whole, are controlling.
Whether old or young?
Old or young.
Okay.
They want to be in control.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that if they're able to handle that, but I don't have an experience where okay, the older man is more controlling than the younger person I've dated.
Okay.
You may find that probably a younger person is just a little bit laid back, but it all depends on how they feel about you. But I find that men on a whole, especially Jamaican men, can be controlling.
Oh, all right.
Yes.
Ron, what do you have to say on this?
The controlling thing, or
Yes, it's the same question. Dating an older partner, they're often controlling.
I've
how
never-
do you deal with
I've
that?
never stuck around long enough to find out. To be honest with you. To be
Yes.
He's here for a good
You're just here for the physical.
yeah, man.
You're just here for the
and
physical.
I'm always very
physical
clear about
experience
that.
that
Yeah,
you
man.
can
I'm always
get.
very clear about that.
Okay.
So I'm never.
You don't stick around for that.
No, I'm not long enough for you to call me and ask me, hey, my friend called me and tell me say them see her with. I don't know your business.
Oh.
So I don't want to have that conversation. So the minute I feel it coming,
That's it.
I'm out. Roadrunner vibes.
You see, when they're talking about being there for the good time and all of that, there's this thought that when people are with older people, and especially if they're gaining financially, then that older person wants a lot of sex and a lot of sex. Is that true in your case?
No, I don't think so. I don't think that's the case. I think when you get older, sometimes you crave companionship even more than the physical. And
Yes.
Which is why I say sometimes I'm gone, because at that point, younger me really can't offer that. I can offer you, a good time tonight for a long time tonight, and and then we're done, and we don't have nothing to talk about mostly. So.
Yeah.
Shamar, what about you?
Repeat that for me.
So all right, so there. When would you say that the belief, right, since a young person is in the relationship and they may be benefiting financially, the older partner often wants a lot of sex. Is that your experience?
No. Older men don't want a lot more sex because they're usually tired. They want companionship. That's what they mostly look for. It's always the younger ones that don't really have anything, want the more sex.
Well, this brings me to my next question. So, they always say oral sex is a must when dating an older person, right? Because the belief is that they're older, they do have the stamina, so they love to give oral. Is there any truth to that? Huntley. We'll start with you. We'll start with you, Huntley. Is there any truth to that? Because you're a bit older, they always say once your partner is older, the stamina and all of that. So oral sex is a must. Let me hear what you have to say, and then we can go to our break right after this.
All right. So for me personally, I haven't met an older person that has not had enough stamina. Right? Yeah. Me not meet nobody who never able to perform. Actually, some of them tired me out more than anything else, which is crazy. But again, it's training for me. So if me can't keep up to the old house, me I gotta get to them stage, But oral sex, I mean, it's not a must, but I want it happen. So, it a gonna happen, right? If you run out of stamina, which again, as me say, most of them never. But I mean, it's a plus. So you can do that. Plus, I do that. 2 plus 2, right?
Kudos to you. And we're about to take a break. You're listening to JASL After Dark on the Bridge 99 FM. We'll be right back.
What Blackstar said? Jostle after dark. Jostle after dark. Jostle after dark. What you on talking about the night part? Jostle after dark. Jostle after dark.
All right, welcome back to JASL After Dark, brought to you by Jamaica Aid Support for Life on the Bridge 99 FM. We were talking, is age just a number? And now we're joined by clinical psychologist Georgina Johnson-Jones. Welcome to JASL After Dark, Georgina.
Welcome, my love.
Thank you. It's associate. It's not full.
Associate psychologist. All right. So we want to get into the conversation. So we're talking, is age just a number? So for people who are generally attracted to people who are older or younger than them, and we're talking in the context of consenting adults, do you think something is wrong with them? Is there anything wrong that causes them to have that desire for an older person?
Okay, let's not.
use the word.
Let's not
Yeah.
use the phrase "something is wrong with them."
That's yeah. So yes, tell
Right.
us.
So
Teach us. We're here to learn tonight.
okay. So as we know, persons' personality and how they think and function and view the world is molded by a number of factors. So you have the experiences, especially the ones from childhood. It's the family dynamics, it's your education, it's genetics. It's a whole bunch of things combined to determine how the person functions in a sexual relationship. So that will all come together to kind of sway what you're attracted to. So it's a whole number of things. So it's not necessarily what's wrong. I know everybody is an individual and everything is different. So we kind of have to be mindful how we say,
How would you
things
put
like
it?
that.
How would you?
I asked that to ask the question.
Yeah.
Is it okay? Is there anything strange about it? Is there anything abnormal?
Okay, so again, individually, you everybody, every adult going into any kind of relationship, whatever the age is, has to decide for themselves if this is a relationship that's beneficial to me, if it's compatible, if me and the other person are compatible, and compatibility and all of those other factors not only come with age, but similar goals, life experiences, and fortunately, a lot of experiences do come with age, because while age is just a number in some respects, in other respects, age is tied to the different experiences that we have in life.
Yeah.
So,
Definitely.
and it's a good indicator of where the person is developmentally. Although we have seen, because I'm sure that we all know somebody who is a little bit older and we expect them to be thinking a little bit more maturely, but they don't. Vice versa, somebody who is younger who thinks a lot more maturely than
Right.
right.
Yeah.
So it really depends on you as a person and what you're willing to accept in that relationship.
What you're willing to work with.
Right.
All right. So, what are some of the general challenges faced by people who date outside of their age range? Like, do you find that they generally don't communicate well and lack similar interests?
The similar interest is definitely the one that sticks out to me, because, as we said, different experiences for different age groups. So if you have somebody with a 15-year age gap, say somebody is 20 and somebody is 35, a 20-year-old is, just
a start life.
just a start
One
life.
party,
You
one
get
know the world. They're
right.
curious.
Explore.
And
Yeah.
that's where you're forming your personality. You want to know what you really like outside the confines of your home, because now you're an adult, you can do certain things and mommy and daddy not really say nothing. You get what I'm saying? So this is where you want to experience a lot. You want to make your own mistakes. While somebody who's 35, they've already been through that. They are now at a stage, for a lot of persons who are 35, where they want to settle down, they want to have more long-term relationships, they want to start
Commitment.
a family, right? So they are more primed for a long-term commitment than somebody who's 18 or 20. So that is definitely one of them. How people think and how they communicate with each other in a relationship is definitely, you can definitely use age in some instances, because you do expect some the older you are, the more the more years you have to experience.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
That's
Other
the
times,
expectation.
that's the expectation. However, I think that the more I interact with persons and the more the world is really changing, and we find that it's not necessarily only about age, but about the experiences that you have and the type of personality and the kind of friends that the other person has and their parents, everything combines, will let you know how they're able to communicate.
Right.
Right. So
Okay.
it's a lot of factors.
A lot of factors.
Really, yeah.
All right.
So for younger people who date an older woman or older man, and they do that for financial stability, are there any risks involved with that?
Sure. What kind of risk?
Yeah, what kind of risks? Tell
What
me.
kind of risk?
What would you say to them?
If I have my little sugar mother take care of me,
What
kind of
is
risk?
the risk?
So while I do understand the appeal, I mean, we all understand the appeal.
Yeah.
You have somebody who's older, they're able to take care of you financially, especially if you're not in a position to do so. That's a perk. You have somebody guiding you. So you have one factor that plays a very large role in these relationships is that the person who is older takes on a more authoritarian figure in the relationship just by the fact that they're older. So we're not talking about controlling, because usually based on how we're socialized, we have a tendency to respect people who are older.
Yeah.
So naturally the person who is younger is going to want to listen a little bit more to the person, and they might take on that person as a parental figure. And because of that, the person who is older tends to have an upper edge in the relationship.
Yeah.
Sometimes they misuse it, sometimes they don't.
Right.
But yeah. So in terms of
I'm glad
race,
you mentioned that though, because we were just about to ask, like, people that date older partners, do we think they have mommy and daddy issues when they do that?
sometimes.
Sometimes
When you speak to persons in relationships with persons who are older, a lot of persons tend to have issues with the relationship with the opposite sex parent.
Okay.
Whether they're absent completely from the home, whether they have a very poor relationship even though they're in the home, whether they don't know who the father is. And then on top of that, there is no constant male figure while they're growing up to help guide them, to help show them what a healthy relationship between the opposite sex is. You tend to notice that they kind of compensate in their sexual relationships. So that's what I notice has a tendency to happen. Yeah.
All right, so let's see. We know that if you're dating outside the age range, then you have new factors, new variables like children, ex-husband, ex-wife. What advice you can give to someone to deal with these kinds of issues?
Just be aware. So if you're going into an age gap relationship, understand that both parties need to understand that they're at different stages of their life, and they need to accept that they're at different stages of their life. So if you're with somebody who is 18, 20, anything under 25, you have to understand that they're at a stage in their lives where they're exploring. And even though you'd want somebody who's more stable, who is mature, who is organized, that might not be the person. And you have to give them room to grow. Or else what sometimes ends up happening, when these younger persons get older, they tend to have a lot of regret because they realize that they never used their younger years to explore. What the younger person has to understand as well, that the older person has a lot more intricate dynamics. So as you said, they have ex-wives, ex-girlfriends, children who may be the same age as you, which might prove to be a very interesting dynamic. So I think all parties getting involved have to understand what they want out of the relationship before they get children involved or anyone else involved. If they do know that they want a serious relationship, sit down and discuss all of the possible implications. Right. So that you can be fully aware and, be flexible. Understand that you're not going to get it right the first go. You're going to have to, there's going to be a lot of ups and downs.
Have to. A lot of, what they call it, control imbalance, power imbalance, that's happening.
And with that thing about control imbalance, how do you deal with a controlling partner?
How do you deal with a controlling partner?
How do you deal with a controlling partner?
I personally think that you don't deal with a controlling partner.
Yeah.
You say bye-bye,
It's just a lot.
You have to know what you're getting yourself into
because
from the get-go. Know the boundaries.
Identify the signs in control. It doesn't start off with you're not gonna do what you're gonna do exactly what I say you should do. It often starts off with isolation from friends and family. It's like, where you go to someone, I like your friend.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And then you become completely reliant on the person, and then the person has all this power over you, and before you know it, that's your only friend.
Yeah.
And you feel as if, you know, you want to make it work, you want to try and do what he or she says because of, you know, financial and emotional factors. So you have to be really careful with controlling partners. You have to understand that those are their issues and they need to work with those. And if they if they are unable to do that, then they need to seek help. And there's really nothing that you can do.
Right. Do you believe real love exists in relationships where the partners are far apart in age?
Real love.
Yes, I want to know because, you know, we talk about the financial aspect of it, like we are talking about a gold digging part of it when you date older people. That's what we can identify. But we want to know where the love there. Like, you think real love exists in those type of relationship?
Love is so subjective. Or is it?
It is, but I mean, you know, for the general perspective of things, for persons
love in the
dating
truest
older.
sense of the word, it
Yes.
can exist in age gap relationships.
Okay.
It can.
That's what I wanted to hear.
It can. It can. That's all I can say. It can.
Okay, all right. So
right.
that's a takeaway from this segment with Georgina Johnson-Jones, Associate
Yes.
Psychologist. Thank you so much for joining us on
Thank
JASL
you for
After
having
Dark
me.
My love.
tonight.
You
All
are
right.
listening, yes. You are listening to JASL After Dark on the Bridge 99 FM. Have you ever dated someone 10 years older than you? We are talking about, is age just a number? We'll be right back.
JASL After Dark. JASL After Dark. What you talking about the night part?
All right, welcome back to JASL After Dark, brought to you by Jamaica Aid Support for Life on the Bridge 99 FM. We're continuing our conversation around is age just a number with Shamar Lester, Huntley Clark, and Rowan Simmons as we draw closer to the final minutes of JASL After Dark. So, Shamar, for someone listening who is also attracted to an older guy, where are some of the places they can go to find them? You know the answer to that? One.
You know, with COVID, it's been a while since I've been in these streets. But from what I hear, you can start at the AC Hotel.
From what you hear.
From what I've been hearing.
Right.
Yes, you can start at the AC Marriott
Turnover.
Hotel. Yes, turnover. But I hear if you go into the AC Hotel in the lobby area, you can sit at the bar, buy yourself the first drink, and then things will happen from there.
Is there like a specific outfit you need for wear?
I
Specific color?
Remember, them say I felt the AC walk.
I'm really not sure because these streets are ratchet these days, you know, so I try to stay inside as much as possible.
Okay. And the same question for Ron and Huntley, you know, like, where do we go find older women and, you know, what do you do to please them? Huntley, you can start and then Ron can finish up.
I mean, I don't go out looking for them. They find me wherever I am.
Oops.
Let's just say that. I go to a lot of soca parties, and that's a nice way to get to know an older woman, right? You just go behind her and get her the wine of her life. Yeah, man. You tell her to pick her position, then you go right behind her. And if she likes what you present, you know, she'll catch you outside. If you're going out, a good place to meet a woman, I mean, I don't know, to be honest. I don't know. Somebody else have to tell me what going.
Ron, how about you?
At them place of work.
Huh?
At them place of work.
Work.
Yeah.
Oh.
You bring some
You know,
lunch.
he's a smart one.
You bring some lunch.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you want sweet talker, she'll meet you for lunch. Nothing wrong with a little snack after lunch.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask, Ron, you just turn up at older women workplaces?
No, man, you go down your scope out the landscape. a good soldier
With
just
your
go
lunch
in.
gift?
So when Ron got to work, you know, because he's very direct and candid. This is what I want
Yeah, you have to
for this amount of time, and this is done.
You have to scope the territory first like a soldier.
Oh,
The mission.
okay.
I want to know though, do older partners generally introduce you to their family and carry around them, or they just keep you a secret? In your experience,
Huntley?
I've been a secret, and that's fine. Me no want nobody to know say I'm dealing with you, so I'll stay on the sidelines. I have been introduced to the family before, so let me get that out of the way. And when they do that, they usually just introduce me as a person of interest. The parents will run a few questions by me.
POI.
Right. But outside of that, it don't really matter what the parents want to say or the family in general want to say. It's really between me and the person. So I don't really need the family to be involved.
So it doesn't matter to you because you're not looking at future with that
right.
person? Okay.
You already dubbed them in the
wanted that.
digger, so I mean the digger for the on the side, right?
Oh, okay. Well, he confirmed it. Thank you. How about you, Shamar?
For me, I don't mind being a secret because there's less stress in your life. So, I mean, the less persons know, it's the better for you. There is no judgment.
Secret or private?
Yeah, whichever you want to term it as, secret or private, whatever he terms it as, or let us sleep at night. But, yeah, because, you know, being introduced sometimes doesn't mean anything. Right? People are crafty. I'm not gonna just say men because Ron don't like when I attack his species. So I'll just say persons on a whole can be crafty. It's just it all depends on the person.
Okay.
But I don't mind being kept as a secret.
Yeah, some other way we know say, yeah, girlfriend number 5 and them say, hi, nice to meet you.
Yeah, because you're there for a mission. So you know.
I mean,
yes.
I've been introduced, but most times no. But they know my voice.
They know what?
They know my voice. The host know my voice.
Oh, the host knows your voice.
The host knows your voice.
Okay, what does that mean? Do you want to elaborate? Just a few seconds.
There's sounds.
Okay, man. Okay, I got that.
My man went to a place.
Yeah, I got that just now, Ron. I was a bit late, but I get it. You get it, Calvin?
Yeah, man, but they are weird for see.
You get it. So you know, them know him voice.
Yeah.
Yes.
The neighbors know my name.
Yes. So before you even introduce, they know your voice. All right, Calvin. This one is for you, you know.
So I want when we talk about older people, right, and they giving gifts and all that. Has anyone ever experienced where an older person them say, yo, you have to give him back the chain there, you have to give him back the watch there? Anything like that? Anybody have any experience like that? We know
It's been said in anger, but them never mean it.
Said in anger, but not meant.
Yeah, it wasn't meant. Because I was like, oh, you want it back?
Take it.
And she's like, no, I didn't mean it. Because no, me seriously, I give it back. Like, oh, you can get this back. And she's like, no, I didn't mean it. So it has been said.
Shaman.
So when you say you want to give it back in the moment, is it that you didn't care or it's just what it is?
I'm
because you're pretty
calling
direct?
the bluff.
Oh, you're calling the bluff.
Yeah.
Okay, how about you, Shamar?
Well, for me, I've been on both ends, you know. Because remember, I've been the older one in the relationship. Yes, someone want it back.
Oh.
But did you take it back?
Oh, really?
Yes, I did.
You took it back?
Of
I would
course.
like to know what it was.
Right?
I'm
curious.
It doesn't matter. I
No,
want
but I'm
it back.
curious. Even if it was a phone, an AirPod, something, the wallet, the
Pencil,
belt,
tell me.
the shoes, the socks, the
It was a
sheet.
phone.
See, I know it was something.
Okay.
It was a phone.
Okay.
And I want it back.
And you got it back.
Yes, I
So what
took
you do with
back.
it when you get it back?
Search it.
You sell it or you search it? Search it and then sell it?
No, well, it has to be searched.
Mm-hmm.
Did I sell it? Eventually, I gave it away. You know, because then he left the phone with me for a while, and then I downloaded all the information. I saw everything, and I was like, this heifer, and then, you know. So, no, that was not being
You gave it to the
returned.
new toy?
Yeah, that again, take back something there, you know.
Right.
I don't like it.
No, but let me tell you something. Somebody is men. Because they're younger, they think, oh, because she's older, she frightened over me and she love me and she want me and she can't do better. So they abuse the situation.
Right.
She
You
sprung on
understand?
for the sugar.
So they abuse it and it becomes a problem. So it's not going to
But as an older woman dating a younger man, when you provide for the younger individual, is it a case where, you know what, if you no mess up, me I go want this back? Like, you know, that's where the controlling part of it comes in. Are you that type of person? Like, you buy something for the younger person because they know them probably want it or they ask you for it. You know, do you use that upon them for say, all right, me give it to you. If anything go wrong, me I go want it back?
No,
I take it back?
no, I don't. As I
Okay.
said, it's just when you find that the individual
At the moment.
is emotionally abusive
Okay.
or unappreciative and is selfish, that poses a problem, because you do have younger guys who are appreciative, who, you know, say thank you, who try to respect you as much as possible and do their best not to hurt you, while there are some who just don't care. And then this is where, for me, emotions come in place and I get angry, and the only way I'm able to probably hurt you or think that you may be
Is
hurt
to ask back
to
for
say
it.
to ask back
So
for
in
my
that
stuff.
sense, when an older guy takes something from you, how do you feel? Do you give it back willingly, or it's by force, or do you feel like they control you in a sense?
I've honestly never really had that issue, if I'm going to be honest. Because as I said, older men usually they're mature. They come with a certain sense of maturity. They're able to probably do away with that. Men are not gonna give you
So
something.
you know mature then, Shamar, cause you take it back, you know.
I mean, and I'm just saying.
mature.
I'm just saying my emotions sometimes
Got the best of you.
gets the
What
best
you're
of
saying
me.
is that the older women,
No, I'm full of
lack
emotions.
because you don't like when I attack your people. So what you're saying is that the older women lack maturity.
Run.
What are we on the table, sir?
We're gonna
right?
leave this for next,
Please.
next hour, the next time, and a different day.
She said it.
She said it, Calvin.
One relationships, you know, we tend to have a bit of jealousy. Do you find it being the same? Do you find that an older partner is more jealous and they don't like, for in your case, Shamar, when you talk to other to young men rather? Shamar?
If I find that I'm more jealous,
No, the older partner.
The
is
older
partner
partner
is more jealous.
And
Do
them
they?
have
Are
issues
they
with you.
jealous or obsessed, or they have any form of limitations when you talk to younger individuals?
no, because as I said, for me, with men on a whole, I find whether they're younger or older,
It's the same.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
are
The
jealous.
insecurity, the
Yeah,
jealousy,
the
everything is the
insecurity.
same.
Older men that I have dated, I don't really have that issue because I also try to be honest, to be respectful. So I'm not gonna really do anything to say, you know, he's gonna get jealous and act a fool, and no. So that's a no for me.
What about you, Ron? Older women, you find them to be more jealous?
I don't think it's any worse or it's any better. It's just the same.
It's right
It's the same.
across. Huntley,
fine,
do you
disrespect
experience
is
that?
disrespect. So them gonna take it how them take it.
Okay. How about you?
Yeah, as they say, I think it's the same right across the board. I mean, it depends on the type of connection or the individual themselves, because some older people, they can be a bit possessive and they do like to project their insecurities on you. So because they think you're young, they think that you're out and about, and they're older, so, you know, naturally they think that you're going to want to go for somebody younger, when that's really not the case, especially if I'm dating you, right? I want you, that's why I'm dating you. So for you to project your insecurities on me and think that, okay, I'm going to prefer somebody younger, then of course I could go there and build the narrative, right? You're pushing me to become that person. So I have experienced it, sure, but in general, as Shamara says, older persons are a bit more mature, so not always are they very jealous, but there are
Okay.
instances
All
where they
right.
are.
Some people say that dating older or younger people is a cry for help, you know, meaning that they have parental issues. You know, I want to hear from each of you before we end the show. What do you think of this, Ron? Let's start with you. Do you think it's a cry for parental issues?
I honestly think so.
You honestly
I
think so?
I honestly think so. There's always, when you track it back, there's always something
Some trauma?
deep in the childhood. You know, no daddy at home, abusive daddy, or same thing for mommy. Because
Yeah.
a lot of us men are out there struggling with abandonment issues.
Yeah.
Understand? So I think so.
How
I
about
might
you?
be wrong, but that's what I think.
I agree with you to some extent. How about you, Shamar? Do you think it's a cry for, you know, parental issues?
No, I do not agree
Okay.
with that. However, I feel I can only use my experience
Yes.
currently. For me, it's a cry for stability.
Right.
I like stability a lot, and I find that older persons are usually more stable. Hence why I usually go for older.
Older persons.
Right.
Okay. How about you, Huntley?
I feel like it depends on the individual again, because for some people, yes, they do have some form of childhood trauma, and that's the reason
Dilemma.
for them having that type of desire. But again, for some people, like myself, I crave maturity and experience, and an older person is the only person that can fulfill that, right? So, you know, apart from the digging, let me be a real human. Let me be a human right now and say, you know, when I go for an older person, it's because I want that level of maturity and experience. And peace. Yeah, I want the satisfaction.
And them all are miserable. All right. You know, tonight as we're stimulating.
Yeah.
I enjoyed this conversation.
I guess the takeaway is that, you know, age is really just a number.
Age is just a number.
It's all about the person and the communication and all of that it makes the relationship dynamic. So thank you, Huntley, Shamar, and Rowan for joining us on JASL After Dark
and Georgina.
Tonight, and Georgina as well. Definitely was a good show. Well, listeners, viewers, whether your partner older, your partner younger, what matters is that you get tested. You know your HIV status. No matter who you are, no matter who you are, have sex. I say preach.
Yes, that is it.
What matters is that you know your HIV status. You take care of your health. You get tested. You can contact JASL 925-0021. We offer free HIV and syphilis tests, free condoms and lubes, and free HIV treatment if you find out that you're living with HIV.
All right, and you can follow me on all socials at Fetish Secrets LLC or Fetish Secrets Limited. You can visit my website at www.fetishsecrets.com.
All right, so that's it for this week. JASL After Dark will be here, same time, same place next week, 8 o'clock. What we can't discuss in the day, we'll definitely discuss
After Dark.